Can someone see what you're doing inside a Google Workspace account? Yes. Every Google administrator can see the IP addresses of someone logged into their Workspace account. We can see where someone's logged in, where they're signing in from, where they're accessing documents from, where the Google Drive is signed in. So all those things can be seen. I'm planning on outsourcing my job to save costs and focus on my side business. Will my boss be alerted if someone from a different country and IP address logs on? We use Google Workspace. Some people are just literally doubling up their work and working for multiple people having multiple jobs, and staff members subcontracting out their work that they're supposed to be doing for 40 hours a week. And we've tried to embrace it. You can try and take the approach of locking these things down, of control and command. But the reality is that these things are going to happen. And this is the changing nature of work which we have to reckon with. And what's been interesting to us is where we've gone to an employee who perhaps is on a 40-hour week, right? And a good example is someone who's delivering videos to be edited. We've got some employees who will happily do their 40 hours for us. They're not interested in another job. They're happy with what they get paid. They deliver their work well. They perform well. They hit the KPIs and there's no issues, right? But then we've got some staff who don't perform. They don't hit their KPIs. They don't actually get the work done. And what does traditional business say we should do with those employees? Traditional business says that, okay, we should get rid of that employee and find someone that can perform. But what if we went to that same employee and we said, okay, well, instead of me paying you 40 hours per week, how about I pay you X dollars per video? I mean, you can go on Fiverr or Upwork and hire someone for X dollars per video, freelancing, contracting, right? Why don't we go to that same staff member and give them the same option? Hey, all right, I'll pay you X dollars per video. Now, in some cases, that's worked really well for us. We've mostly experimented with things like thumbnails, where we're looking for someone who's highly specialized, but we don't have 40 hours a week worth of work for them. But what's stopping a whole business moving to a model like that? If you've got someone who's got repeatable work, you've got talented pool of labor that can actually get the work done for you, what's stopping us moving to more of those models? And I think that's going to be very interesting over the next 5, 10, 15 years as AI shifts a lot of our jobs, as people need to be more valuable, particularly in the professional services and information workers sectors, because those are the people who are going to be most disrupted by AI. And then you have this global democratization across borders, where you can get access to talent anywhere in the world easily now. And because we're all using Google Workspace, you can get work done together easily from home or from different locations. Well, I think we're going to end up with some pretty interesting work situations and models of engaging with staff. And I think the businesses that embrace different ways of thinking are going to be the ones that succeed, because like all markets, everything is going to even itself out. And these changes and these disruptions will come to your industry eventually. And you can either be someone who's being innovated around or disrupted yourself, or you can be one of the people who's on the front foot and actually leading that change. So I would say keep an open mind and look for different ways where you might be able to shift things. Now, to answer this question on a technical basis, can someone see what you're doing inside a Google Workspace account? Yes. Every Google administrator can see the IP addresses of someone logged into their Workspace account. We can see where someone's logged in, where they're signing in from, where they're accessing documents from, where the Google Drive is signed in. So all those things can be seen. If you're outsourcing your job to someone else and you're being paid to do a job, you're probably going to run afoul of some of the agreements that you have with your employer. Like, you're the one who's supposed to be performing the job. That's probably in your employment agreement. Next, if you're breaching company data, you possibly are putting the company that you're working for at a pretty big risk, because there's privacy laws, data security laws. Depending on the industry that you're in, there may be compliance issues that pop up if personal information of your clients is being shared outside the business. You can't necessarily secure the way that a contractor is handling that data. And you may even be sharing that data on an unsecured or an unencrypted messaging platform of some sort. And that can create some pretty big risks for a business. So if you're an employee in this situation, my advice is have a chat to your employer. I mean, I don't know how that one's going to go. Like, if my staff member came to me and said, hey, can I outsource my job to someone else? My first reaction would obviously be, well, why don't I just pay someone else less? But my second reaction is more important and a bit more nuanced. My second reaction is, sure, build a team under you. If it's not costing me any extra, or maybe I'll help you fund building a team under you. If we can do things more efficiently and get more done because we can use low-cost labor to get that done, and they're talented, and we're going to get the same result in the KPI, and we're maybe even going to get more done for the same amount of money, sure, I'll fund that. And if we can double productivity, I'll give you a raise. So if you're a business owner in the situation, you can see where I'm going with this. And that is that to be open to those new business doing things in different ways. We're in the reality now where millennials expect that they will work in a job that's flexible. And you've got a pretty good opportunity as well, if you're a business owner, to look at your labor and talent resourcing in a more flexible or a more creative way, because there are some pretty interesting things happening in the labor market right now. And if you want to scare the crap out of yourself, go on Reddit and search for a subreddit called Overwork. But effectively, that is a community of people who are working 2 or 3 professional jobs and being paid 2 or 3 times a normal salary and pretending to work 40 hours. And that subreddit discusses all of the strategies on how you can pretend to work for different employers. Use a little hardware device that like jiggles your mouse so it looks like you're active, for large companies that employ tracking software on their team's computers.
If you need more help with what we've covered in this video, itGenius provides support services to businesses all over the world with problems just like this. Click the link below to get started.